As a young man going to college, I used to have to cross multiple bridges in order to get to school. Some bridges were tall, some were long, some were wide, and others were short. I started thinking, they build these bridges to allow you to cross over challenges. Sometimes the challenge came in the form of a body of water, other times it's hills or a mountain or terrain that is difficult to cross. Belief is much the same way. Belief is like a bridge that carries you from the impossible to the possible. Belief is the conduit that transfers one from darkness into light. It can move us from what we want to be to actually what we could be. So why believe in yourself? Well, I'm glad you asked. The biggest difference I've noticed between successful and unsuccessful people is not intelligence, resources, or opportunities. No, the biggest difference and the only difference is that successful people believe that they can. Belief gives you the ability to know you can do anything. When you read over in Romans 12:6, it talks about God gives each of us, He provides each of us a certain skill set, ability, and calling. I'm not sure if you noticed, but He doesn't seem to call the qualified, He just qualifies the call. But you must believe. The importance may vary, but the call is there nonetheless. It's up to you whether or not you want to answer it. So look to Him for strength, for opportunity, for encouragement, and for vision in order to have the belief system that will stand the test of time. So I guess the question on the floor is, why don't more people believe? Life seems to hit us over the head. We face setbacks and disappointments, financial difficulties. Some people or have family members or friends you trusted who broke your heart, losses of relationships, divorce, someone denied you a promotion. You don't have the support system to be successful, fear. Oh, and by the way, fear has killed more dreams than failure ever will. I was talking to a client of mine one day, and he's a businessman, former McDonald's owner. And I was telling him how I hated debt. I can recall when I bought my first car and I couldn't sleep. I was living with my parents, and at the time I got up and walked in the living room where my mother was, and she said, "What's wrong, son?" I said, "I can't sleep." She said, "Why not?" "I'm just thinking about how I'm going to pay for this car, mother." She said, "Well, you've been going to work every day, right?" "Yes, ma'am." "Well, keep going to work and you'll pay for it. Just believe." At that moment, my client stopped me dead in my tracks and said something profound. He said, KR, if I had it to do all over again, I would have dreamed bigger. He said, now don't get me wrong, with bigger dreams comes bigger debt, bigger responsibility, but also a bigger reward. And I thought about that. I myself have been successful in corporate sales management and now in my own business, but there was a time when I couldn't pay the mortgage. I was denied the promotion. I lost an important relationship. I was humbled. I was hurt. Have you ever didn't know what the outcome would be? We all have. Yet those situations sometimes can help our unbelief and help us rely on God and ourselves. Also, it can help us to never give up and never quit. So I stopped by today to tell you two things. Convince yourself that you want to do it and do it. Whatever it is you've been dreaming about or thinking about, take control. Take responsibility for where you are, but more importantly, where you want to go. Because you see, unbelief will stop God from working in your life. So get ready to cross that bridge for your miracle. Your reality is waiting on the other side. This has been KR Henderson If you like what you have heard, please hit the subscribe button. And remember, God believes in you. I believe in you. Stay safe.